Hello everybody, my name is Umpimet, also known as Ray. I'm a maths tutor and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bar so that every time when I upload a new video, you'll be notified. And today I'll do mathematics for grade 12, prove the identities. Okay, so number one, let me write my number one here. So for number one, we are given sine x. Okay, we are given sine x tan x plus cos x is equals to 1 over cos x. Okay, so you have to prove that this side is equal to this side. Okay, so my right hand side, it is all fixed, I can see, but my left hand side, it is not well fixed. My right hand side, it is fixed. Okay, so here it's cos x. So remember, I can change my tan to sine x over cos x because tan is equal to sine over cos. Okay, but here we have x's, so we have to use x's. Okay, so I'll have to say, okay, my left hand side is equals to sine x tan x plus cos x. Okay, so like I said, where I see tan, I'll have to break it down like this plus cos x. You see, now I have to break this bracket, so I'll have to say sine x multiplied by sine x over cos x will be sine squared x. Why squared? Because sine multiplied by sine, it's sine squared, because we have two sines. Okay, so I hope you all see my handwriting, and this will be cos x plus cos x. Now we have LCD. Remember, LCD is lowest common denominator, but here our LCD, like, we don't have numbers, but we have trig ratios, trigs, like sine, cos, tan. Okay, so here our LCD is cos x. So here for this part, I can multiply it by cos x because I already have cos x here, so I'll have to write it the way as it is plus cos x. So remember here, when it cos x only, it's the same as cos x divided by 1. So I'll have to multiply this part by cos x over cos x. Okay, so my LCD, it's cos x. So cos x, 1 multiplied by cos x is cos x. You see, now I'll have to write this line. Okay, it's not a double line. So I'll have my fraction, my denominator is cos x. So here it's sine squared x, remember. So cos x multiplied by cos x is cos squared x, because we have two causes, and when you multiply the same piece, remember, you add the exponent, so it's the same as 2 to the exponent 1 to the exponent 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, so the next step, remember, one of reciprocals of trigonometry says cos squared plus sine squared plus cos squared is equals to 1. So this will be 1 over cos x. Okay, so this is the same as our right hand side. You see, it's 1 over cos x. Okay, so now it is proven that left hand side is equals to right hand side. But remember, this dot means therefore. Okay, so that's number one. That's how you should do it. These questions carry a lot of marks. Make sure you answer it correctly and make sure every sign it is well, because wrong signs in maths affect other steps. Okay, so you should be careful. Okay, so let's do number two. So number two says, okay, let me write it here. Number two. Okay, so number two says we are given cos x over 1 minus sin x minus cos x over 1 plus sin x is equals to 2 tan x. Okay, so when you do this question, it is also important to check what you are given on both sides before you can do this question. Okay, so here it's cos x. Okay, so my left hand side it is here, my right hand side it is here, so I can see my right hand side it is well fixed. So but since then here it's tan, and here we have sine cos, which means here I should have 2 and sine x over cos x, which means at the end here my denominator will be cos. You see, so you should be aware of this before you can answer this question. Okay, so since then here we have fraction, and here we also have fraction. We'll check our LCD. So as we can see, our LCD here will be 1 minus sin x and 1 plus sin x. Okay, this is sine, guys, this is sine. Okay, so our LCD. Okay, so on our first fraction we have 1 minus sin x, so we can use 1 minus sin x, which means we'll have to use this one. Okay, so I will have to say, okay, remember this is my left hand side. Okay, so I'll say I won't use this, but I will use this. So I'll say 1 plus sin x over 1 plus sin x multiply by cos x over 1 minus sin x minus, remember I have minus, cos x over 1 plus sin x. Okay, so on our denominator here we have 1 plus sin x. Okay, so which means I don't have to use this one, but I have to use this one. Okay, so we'll say 1 minus sin x over 1 minus sin x. You see, right? So the next step now, we'll have to say, okay, our LCD now, remember our LCD is 1 minus sin x and 1 plus sin x. So I have to write it here as our denominator. Okay, so this part is the same as two brackets because we multiply, so it's the product. Okay, so I will say 1 multiplied by cos x, it's cos x, plus, so it's positive, sin x multiplied by cos x, it's sin x cos x. Okay, minus, so before I can say minus, let me say, okay, here it's positive, it's negative cos, so I'll say negative cos multiplied by positive 1 is negative cos x Okay, and here it's negative cos multiplied by negative sine x, which is positive sine x cos x. You see, so that's how it is. So our next step will check like terms. So here I have cos x, here I have cos x, and cos x minus cos x is 0, which means they cancel each other, so they are out. Sin x cos x, sin x cos x, they are like terms, you see. So which means, but here I will add them, so it will be 2, and it will be 2 sin x cos x, you see. Now for our bracket, remember our right hand side, should be 2 tan x. Okay, so this one, and you can see you don't know what to do, so you have to write it in this form, because if I break this I will get this, and a negative multiplied by positive is negative. Okay, so after this step, now remember sine squared plus cos squared is equals to 1. Okay, so if I make cos squared x the subject of the formula from that reciprocal that I just said, I will get this. Okay, so what did I say? I said sine squared x plus cos squared x is equals to 1. Okay, so if I make cos the subject of the formula, I will get 1 minus sine squared x. You see, this is what I said. So here we have this one, which means we can write this as cos squared x. Plus, remember our right hand side is 2 tan x, and tan is sine over cos, which means our denominator we should end up with cos. Okay, so you have to change it to cos. So let me wrap this part. I was just showing you. Okay, so it is very important to know the reciprocals. Okay, right, so leave this part. I mean this part that I was erasing, but it's a reciprocal. Okay, so let me write my numerator here as it is, but this part it will be cos squared x. Okay, so the next step, remember here we have cos x and here we have cos squared x. So this cos and this cos, they will cancel each other, but here we have 2 coses, so which means here will remain with 1 cos. So which means now we are remaining with this. Okay, and we know sine over cos, it's tan, so our final answer will be 2 tan x. Okay, so and remember from our question, our right hand side is 2 tan x, so our final answer is 2 tan x. Therefore left hand side is equals to right hand side, so it is proven, so that's how we should do it. So let's do number 3. So number 3 says we have 2 sine squared x minus 1 all over, this is number 3, all over cos x Sine x is equals to tan x minus cos x over sine x. So like I said, at first you should check which one can you work on it. Okay, so when I look at these two, I can see that this one it is well fixed, this one have tan, so the one for tan I can break it to see if I will get this. Okay, so I will say right hand side is equals to tan x minus cos x over sine x. So I will break down. So I will say sine x over cos x minus cos x over sine x. You see, reciprocals are very important. They play a big part in trigonometry. Once you know them, you'll master trigonometry. So now we have fraction and we have another fraction. So we'll check our LCD. Okay, so our LCD, when I look at this fraction, is cos x sine x. It's our LCD, and I'm happy because our left hand side is denominator is cos x sine x, and we can see our LCD here is cos x sine x. So I will have to say, but no need to show the steps to show this on your question paper, but you can show it. But once you write it in our denominator, you already show the marker that, oh, this is our LCD. Okay, but you can write it the way as I do it. No, so but it is very important to know it. So as soon as I show you my LCD, I shall write it here. Okay, oh no, before the step, no, I'm jumping. I guess I'm forward, so I'm jumping. I'm sorry. I want to show you every calculation. Okay, so this part, our LCD is cos x and x. So here I have cos x, which means I'll have to use sine x. So here I'll say sine x over sine x multiply by sine x over cos x. Okay, so you see I will have our LCD when I multiply these two. You see, so here I have minus, so here I have cos x over sine x multiply by, since there I have sine and my LCD is this one, which means I have to use cos, so it will be, I will multiply by cos x over cos x. Okay, so my next step now, that's where I have to write my LCD, which is cos x sine x. Okay, so sine x multiplied by sine x, it's sine squared x because there are two sine x. Okay, and same as here we have cos, so it will be cos squared x. Okay, so after this step you have to check, you have to go back and check. Okay, my left hand side have only sine here, no cos on numerator. You see, so which means I have to break this cos to have sine. Okay, so now I have sine squared x minus, okay, so like I said, cos squared x sine squared x plus cos squared x is equals to 1, which means cos squared x is equals to 1 over sine squared x. Okay, so I'll have to write it here, sine squared x all over cos x sine x. Okay, so now it's time to break the brackets. Okay, so when I break the brackets, I'll see, okay, here I have sine squared x. Okay, so here is the same as 1 when we don't have anything. So it's negative 1 multiplied by 1, which is negative 1. Negative 1 multiplied by negative sine squared x. So a negative multiplied by negative is positive, which means, okay, this is 1. Negative multiplied by negative is positive, which means I will have positive sine squared x all over cos x sine x. Okay, so on our numerator, we can see here we have like terms, sine squared, you see. So this plus this is the same as 1 plus 1, but we'll use sine squared x. You see, 1 plus 1 is 2, and here we have minus 1 all over cos x sine x. Okay, cos x sine x. So this is what we got from our left hand side. Remember, we had to prove. So you see this here, they are the same. So now it is proven that left hand side is equals to right hand side. Proven. You see, so you should use reciprocals. They are useful, very, very useful. Okay, so now I'll do number 4. So but if you have any question, comment below, and if you need lessons, hit me up. I do lessons. I'm based in Northwest in South Africa, and if you're far, maybe you live at Cape Town, Gauteng, Limpopo, we can work on WhatsApp. We can work on WhatsApp. So my WhatsApp number will be on the description below, and on my WhatsApp profile you will see a catalog of prices and durations, and yeah, hit me here up for more information. Okay, so let's continue. Now let's do number 4. So number 4 says, remember we still prove the identities. So it's sine cube x plus sine x cos squared x over all over cos x is equals to tan x. So before you answer this question, like I said, you should always check the left hand side and the right hand side. So on the right hand side, we can see this all fixed because we have tan x, and we know tan x is equals sine x over cos x. Okay, so and on our right hand side, on our left hand side, sorry, we already have our denominators cos x, which means here we should have sine x. You see, so let's do it. Left hand side is equal to sine cube x plus sine x cos squared x all over cos x. Okay, so let's look our numerator. Numerator is this one. Okay, so if we look at our numerator, we can see that here we have sine x, and here we also have sine x. So sine x is common, you see. So sine x is our common factor. So here I'll have to write sine squared x, because when you multiply the same base, you add the exponent. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So if I multiply this by this, I will get this. Okay, so Remember here it's plus, so I have to write plus, you see. But here I have only sine x, so which means it was 1. And here I have sine x, which means here I don't have to write sine. But I don't have cos outside the bracket, which means here I will have cos squared x. Okay, so I'll have to divide everything by cos x. Okay, so our next step, we can see that here we have sine squared x plus cos squared x, and the reciprocal says this is equals to 1. Okay, so you'll see sine x, here we have 1 cos x, and any number multiply by 1 is the same thing. So here we'll be left with sine x over cos x, which is equals to tan x, you see, and our right hand side is tan x, remember, you see. So now we can say therefore left hand side is equals to right hand side. So it's proven, I proven it. Okay, so yeah, that's how you should do it, that's how you should do it. But a tip is you should know reciprocals, all reciprocals, before you can answer these questions. Because once you know reciprocals and once you master reciprocals, but not only by knowing them, but you should know them and you should know how to apply them, and you should know how to deal with fraction. The way you deal with fraction from other grades like grade 8, 7 and 6 and other grades, the way you deal with fraction is the way you do fraction here. The difference here is you do trigonometry. So we have trig functions and we have reciprocals that you have to apply. Okay, so if you need lessons, like I said, my WhatsApp number will be on the description below, and if you need any question you can about what I just did now, comment below, I'll reply back to you. And if you need lessons, hit me up. Hit me up. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and tell others so that they can also visit the channel and learn more from this channel, because this information is very useful. Thank you.